Hi, I'm Brian, and in this episode, I almost get to live in a gated community as I have a tree come down across my driveway. Have to clean that off so I can actually get in and out. As you can see behind me, we managed to get our lofting table built and our full-size plans laid out. They are a printed version and it saves me from lofting it out, but I'll talk more about that in the video itself. And I attempted to get the truck stuck by going down the hill for a load of wood to be able to burn for this winter. I thought the ground was frozen, but I quickly found out it wasn't quite as frozen as I had thought. And the last thing that we'll do, I've put up a number of different plans here, and I will show them to you for how to build the spray that I'm going to be doing. The winds were fairly strong last night, and this morning I woke up to have a gate across my driveway, so I guess I'm going to have to remove the gate before I can really do anything. Where I'm standing got cleaned up, so that's going to give us the ability to build the lofting table in this back corner of my shed. So let's take that first step of building this boat. So Dad stopped by to give me a hand, and the framing's all done here. So what we have is our joists are spaced at 16" on center, which should be good for the 1/2" plywood. Here in the middle we got a support with legs coming down to give it some extra support so it won't sag in the middle. At the back we have supports and it's tied to the posts themselves. So we have lots of support there, and we are just getting ready to put the plywood on. Well, we had a cold snap here for the last few days and the ground had frozen, so I figured I'd be good to come down this hill and grab some wood from over there in my pile, but the ground is frozen, but it's only about an inch, inch and a half frozen, and my front tire dug it well in, and I'm extremely lucky to get it out. But it was just this little stretch right here, and you can see from here, basically it was just a layer of ice crystals, vertical ice crystals about an inch, inch and a half thick, but they're fully hollow underneath. Pretty nifty the way it froze in this area, and you can see that there is water running through that area. So the designer of the Centennial Spray, Bruce Roberts, provides a set of full-scale plans for the temporary frames. That makes it quick and easy to loft them out, but I still need to put it down a baseline, so I'll make sure all the plans are lined up, and a center line to make sure I have them exactly where they need to be, so all the frames will be built to the size as specified. So I put a mark here where my center line of the boat was going to be, and to figure where that was 90 degrees off of this, what I did is I measured over 4 feet, put a screw on either side off of that mark, hooked 2 tapes to them, and then came up here, and where they overlapped at the same number, so in this case I used 109, I put a mark right there, and that should be in line with the mark that's all the way down there. I have the center line drawn in, and I just put a framing square here to double check, and the line is exactly square off my framing square, so I'm quite happy. Now we'll start laying out the paper. Actually 16 frames to make to be able to build this boat, and they also give me my rudder pattern right there, and they give me a stem pattern which is at the far side. So a couple of patterns that I'll have to take off, and a whole bunch of frames to build. Well, the first thing that I'm going to show you is how the hull itself is going to be built. I have 7/8 planking running horizontally, and then I'm going to have 2 layers of 1/8 plywood that are cross-banded against each other, and then I'm going to have 2 layers of 10-ounce cloth. So that's going to give you an example of what it looks like. Over here it shows my frame set up on my strongback with the keel sent in, which goes inside the boat, and it's notched into the frame, so I'm going to have to notch this into the frame, and it connects onto the interior part of the stem. And I have to put my rub rail and my deck shelf into the frames also. And the frames themselves are going to end up looking something like this, with 2x6 and 2x8 to go around the outside, a 2x6 across the bottom to keep it straight, a couple of vertical pieces to make sure it doesn't sag, and my keelson again going in here. A solid floor to tie the keelson, the frames, and the planking together at that point. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please subscribe, like, share, and feel free to leave a comment also.